We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Hello there. Thank you very much for joining us here on the only platform that gives matters concerning persons with disability the attention it deserves. Able Differently. I am Jane Theory. Let's get it started.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
In order to continue touching the lives of persons with disability, Leonard Cheshire opened a new page in its history books. The move was geared towards increasing the number of lives of persons with disability they would change over the years. Take a look at that story.
Live, learn and work is the slogan that will continue to inspire the great work of Leonard Cheshire in touching the lives of the persons with disabilities.
Live, learn and work, ensuring that in everything that we do, there's the bit of people living freely, there's the bit of people learning as freely as possible and also working as freely as possible.
Leonard Cheshire has been in existence for so many years, and the positive impact in the community and the country at large cannot go unnoticed in their quest for inclusive education.
The charity was born in 1948, and he dedicated the rest of his life until he died in 1992, really to accord people with disabilities the respect that he felt was lacking in so many lives, in so many ways. And he left us with a pretty amazing legacy, both in terms of a movement and the charity that I have the great privilege to lead today.
On Friday last week, the organization launched the new Leonard Cheshire brand in the Eastern African region.
Anyway, so it gives me great pleasure to formally launch to the East African region our new brand.
The breakfast meeting saw different stakeholders who have walked this journey with the organization attend.
Keep your feelings up in the way. Go down?
Yeah, so the knife is going down. I think the cameras are blocking everybody else, but great. Thank you very much.
I think this might be the heaviest cake at Christmas.
We are very grateful to Zainab and the ministry, officials who are here, headed by Mr. Haga.
Messages of goodwill from the stakeholders were full of praises and a promise to continue with the journey as far as it could get them.
Let me start by congratulating the Leonard Cheshire for coming to this stage, for launching their new logo and their new brand.
We as a ministry are happy and appreciate the work of Leonard Cheshire. We are partners, we continue working together. We have always worked together, I believe, and it says again, last July, from May I think, we prepared the situation analysis of this country in terms of disability so that we could come up with the development of commitments on disability area for the Global Disability Summit, and we played a great role.
The UK is working in partnership with the Kenyan government, with our other partners such as Leonard Cheshire, to support inclusive education in Kenya. It's taking a variety of forms, so we had the Prime Minister visiting last month, and one of the things that she announced was support for girls' education, so to support girls who've either never had a chance to go to school, who've had to drop out to get into education. It's a huge priority for the UK government, it's a priority for our work here in Kenya, as I said, working in partnership with the Kenyan government.
Also present during the event were representatives from Kenya Institute of Special Education, who are mandated to conduct research and give recommendations on matters special education.
Kenya Institute of Special Education has 9 mandates. The main one is training teachers for special needs and inclusive education. Then we have a mandate for research. We have a mandate for assessment and placement for students, for the young ones who have disabilities. We are able to advise the parents on where they should be placed in terms of school, in terms of the right hospitals. And I want to say for this particular function, we have really partnered with Leonard Cheshire for quite a while. And they have been good partners.
There are some guidelines that are supposed to be developed to fully actualize what we as the people of Kenya envisage in that policy. And therefore we are seeking, as Kisa, to develop the inclusive education, not inclusive, the individualized education program guidelines for this country, right from pre-primary, Madam Kakum, all the way to Tibet. And therefore we are giving Cheshire a challenge this morning if they would like to partner with us in that.
Mr. Fred Hager from the Ministry of Education Special Needs Education Department, in his message, challenged the organization to show significant steps that comes with the new brand.
Many of you profess the Christian faith, just like I do. And I think the concept of baptism is much, much bigger than change of names. Just like I believe the whole idea of branding. It's not just about names. It's a big transformation that ideally should lead to better things. And I'm confident today that even as we launch the brand, it's not just about change of names. Although Leonard Cheshire hasn't quite changed that much, maybe just deleted a word or so. But as stakeholders of Leonard Cheshire, we believe that this is a significant step and that the services and the engagements all of us here have had with Leonard Cheshire are going to be much, much better than what we have observed in the past.
Leonard Cheshire also appreciated for the support they have got to take them this far and hoped to do better and reach out to a wider audience.
Leonard Cheshire exists to improve life choices with people with disabilities, and also to contribute to society by assisting the building of a fairer and more inclusive society. We support 30,000 individuals to live, learn and work independently, whatever their ability.
We are truly excited about this day because we've just launched the new brand in the region, and this new brand, of course, ushers in new things for the organization, working a bit more broadly, going out there and reaching, pushing the boundaries as much as possible.
I hope you're all enjoying the show. Remember to keep interacting with us through the SMS line 22162, starting with the word ABLED. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back with more, so don't go too far.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Welcome back. If you have just joined us, you are watching Able Differently. Dyslexia Organization of Kenya unveiled their ambassador who will continue to champion for their issues as they continue touching lives of those with their condition. Take a look at that story.
Dyslexia is one condition that is little known and most people suffer, especially in their early learning period, before they get knowledge on how to handle it.
Sometimes you find many people have dyslexia but they have never noticed or they have never known.
Dyslexia Organization of Kenya has been at the forefront in creating awareness and helping children with dyslexia.
Around 2012 or 2011, parents of children with dyslexia, we joined together and decided we needed to have a forum of now having to tell broadly, approaching media and everybody to create awareness about this condition, because we realized even teachers did not understand this problem. So we registered Dyslexia Organization as a charitable organization, and we have created awareness. Right now, we say it is not a tongue twister in Kenya as it was in 2016, and in 2006, sorry. And after creating awareness for about 1 year, parents now came forward. Do we have a school for children with such condition? And again, Dyslexia Organization, out of necessity, started the a school called Rare Gem Talent School that is based in Kitengera. Right now, it has about 170 children, most of them with dyslexia, but there are also other learning difficulties.
Nilienda Pwani for the mental. Now, niliona sasa maisha yamekuwa magumu sana kwa sababu watu ni different disabilities. After hapo nikamwambia mama, bwana unanipeleka shule ya different wale watu hawana mikono nini, akaniambia usijali. Haya, vile sasa kulikuwa primary, nilikuwa nimeshikana primary. Watoto walikuwa wanani abuse, kunita we mentally. Nilikuwa naenda kila pahali. Walikuwa hataki yako kucheza na mimi. Nikakaka. Vile nilikaa 2012. Sasa nika join Rare Gem Talent School. Auntie Phyllis sasa akaongea kwa radio. Sasa nikakuja nika-join nikiwa class 4.
My name is Charlene Mwendwa. I'm 13 years old, and last month I went to Thailand to represent Kenya in Prince Princess International. I was crowned runners-up Prince Princess International 2018, and also second position in the vocal department, and I'm also a dyslexia ambassador. I use my past and my talents to show dyslexics that all is not lost.
On Tuesday, the organization marked a major step in their campaign when they unveiled Mbuvi as the Goodwill Ambassador.
We looked at Mbuvi and he actually, like our Goodwill Ambassador, because of his good work he's doing and the fact that he wanted to be identified with what we are doing. He's not dyslexic himself, but actually he knows, he understood our challenges, he understood these people, he has gone to school with such people, and he also didn't know. He was just calling them as everybody does, but he also was surprised that these people are not pretenders, and he was actually touched and he agreed to do to become our Goodwill Ambassador.
These guys from Dyslexia came and said they were looking for a champion for the same. And we were like, hey, this song actually speaks about what dyslexia stands about. All they need is a chance, able environment, healthy environment for them to soar and to fly on wings as eagles.
The event also saw the musician launch a new song, I Can Fly, featuring Deno.
We decided to do a song that will encourage others, and also talk to the society and tell them that we can fly even above, high above the sky.
So we do this song that is called I Can Fly. The basic principle of I Can Fly is the fact that give me the right conditions and I will shine in whatever gifting I have.
Ngwate koko mangwatelele dukande chetata ngwatelele inamwikio mangwatelele disabaluka mangwatelele ngwate koko mangwatelele dukande chetata ngwatelele inamwikio mangwatelele disabaluka mangwatelele.
Deno applauded the cause and only appealed for opportunity to be given to persons with disabilities and not sympathy.
Most of the time nikisimama ama nikienda mahali, I tell people that we don't need sympathy, we need opportunity. and this is the opportunity, at least the society has started to embrace us. Sisi ni wale watu ambao we started kule chini when we were seeing that persons with disability hawakuwa naonekana sana, and you could go even to the banks. Ukienda kufanya transactions zako unapata watu wanakuweka pesa kwa mfuko and all that, wanafikiria wewe hauna kakitu.
Mbuvi, in his speech, took the opportunity to urge artists in Kenya to promote good content in music and other artistic works.
The one and only great reason that I invited my mentor and the chief guest, Dr. Ezekiel Mutua, is his campaign for good content in this land. Because good content is there. It's right next to you. Some of the content we are running to that is not good is not even from here. And good content affects your children, your children's children.
The audience was happy with the work done and promised to walk this talk together.
So if we do not know how to deal with these people, and yet we have such good, fine young people like this one here, doing fine, good things, then it will be a disservice to the community.
In attendance, and also the chief guest, was Ezekiel Mutua, the CEO for the Kenya Film Classification Board, who also took the opportunity to drum further his agenda of clean content.
Romans chapter 1 verse 24. Therefore, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural sexual relations for natural ones. And in the same way, men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. That 80% of Kenyans want clean content or more. They want clean content. If you want to know that is true, look at the Skiza tunes. Out of every 10 top Skiza tunes, 8 or 9 are gospel. It is Wezi Jizuia, akisema hata kubariki. It is inspirational songs like Deno's Bona. It is songs that inspire hope. Songs that speak about our issues in a positive way.
For him, people who promote immorality are the ones with disability and not those with physical or mental issues.
We are the ones who are more disabled. We are the ones who take the grace of God for granted, utilize our talents and our abilities, use our faculties not to build society but to destroy. And we are disabled mentally, physically, spiritually. We have disabilities that are not even spoken of. Dyslexia of moral rectitude. Dyslexia of, among artists, a lot of our artists have dyslexia of morality. A lot of leaders have corruption dyslexia. It looks like if we were to talk about dyslexia in the application, a practical application of the word, then our brothers and the sister, the lady who spoke here, and we salute you, those will be the champions, will be leading the way. And I agree with it, I know what you said. What you need is not sympathy, it's opportunity.
Dyslexia awareness is not coming to an end anytime soon, and members of the public were invited to yet another fun day on 6th of October.
We have a hill trek on 6th of October where we'll try to climb the Mount, I keep saying Elgon, but it's Ngong. We'll try and climb all the 7 hills, Ngong hills, to try and raise awareness on dyslexia and raise the funds that we want. We're looking for 10 million and create a difference buzz and make people like who are sized like me cut a bit of weight and exercise a little and have fun.
Phyllis, on behalf of Dyslexia Organization of Kenya, was thankful with the far they have gone and the support they are getting so far.
Very humbled that he found his time to come and be with us, Dr. Mutua. And we now know that it is not a small thing we are doing. It is going to go higher, far. We are going to reach more people. And actually, the objective is to help reduce or remove the stigma that these children go through. Now, with the support of KFCB, we know that we are going to get places. And we are going to reach to the counties, down there, the lowest level in the county. You know, even the schools that they have no idea about it, because our objective is to reach all schools. At least every 2 teachers in a school are able to identify these children and can do an intervention.
'cause we're differently abled, differently.
When Winfred Wanjugu was diagnosed with hydrocephalus, her family was in great shock because they didn't know of the condition. But after a lot of sensitization, they knew better and gave her all the support she needed. Take a look at that story.
Born in Karatina, Nyeri County, Winfred Wanjugu, a fourth-born in her family, was born normal. After 6 months, Winfred was diagnosed with hydrocephalus, which was a big shock to her family.
I was born with a condition known as hydrocephalus. This is a condition that affects the head, whereby a child is born with excess fluid in the head. So at the age of 6 months, it's when it was diagnosed, and I went through a head operation, which affected my eyesight.
Winfred explains to us what hydrocephalus is.
This is a condition whereby a child is born with excess fluid in the head. The symptoms to this condition is blinking of the eyes non-stop, frequent choking while feeding, and a lot of discomfort and possibly some pain.
She was frequently in and out of hospital, and surgery was performed on her head, where she almost lost her sight.
For my mom, I usually imagine how stressful it was for her, because during my early childhood years, I was in and out of hospital, either admitted or outpatient, because of health issues. That is, after the operation, I was placed a shunt at the right side of my head, slightly below where the operation took place. And the shunt is not big, it's coming down to the back of my ear to slightly below my jaw, my chin, that is.
At the age of 10.5 years, Winfred was taken to Thika School for the Blind.
I left the school and was integrated at Our Lady of Mercy, Shaurimoyo Primary School, whereby I had to repeat class 6 till class 8. Then, because I didn't perform that well, my mom requested me to repeat, but not in the same school.
Winfred went to Kilimani School, but she did not make it to high school. But her loving mother took her to Irene Training Center in Meru and later to Machako School for the Blind. In the year 2006, a certain lady from her church helped her secure a job in their church, where she is currently working.
For me to get the job, I was to go for a certain training, which was taking place in Westlands for 1 week. But when I asked permission to attend the training, I was denied that permission. So the training, I didn't go for it. But the lady who offered me the job is a lady from our church where I fellowship, and currently she's in Australia. This lady, she's the one who, while in Australia, she requested the pastors in church to give me a job. So despite me not going for the training, the job was still there for me.
She did not find any discrimination or challenges since her colleagues were so welcoming.
The challenges were not as much because it was a school people who are more or less like me, others totally blind. And so, to me it was okay. Apart from this, this way of kids or children fighting or doing other things which are not right, that was the challenge. And for me, I can't really recall on the challenges because I was more or less comfortable.
Winfred has faced several challenges in her day-to-day activities, and she shares with us.
the challenge of mobility around the school is obvious, but within a short time, I came to be comfortable with everywhere. I could locate myself anywhere in the compound on my own, but at night it was a bit challenging because till today, when it gets dark, it's when I have a problem of moving on my own. Yeah, because of the darkness.
Her inspiration and motivation is drawn from her favorite book, the Bible.
I usually see that this far that I have reached, it has taken God's hand, it has taken His grace, it has even taken His favor, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of also my God reaching me this far, because it is not by my own, neither is it by my parents or anyone else, but it's by His will that I am this far.
Winfred has this word to the community and her word of advice as her parting shot.
The community around, wherever people with disability are, the community should accept such people, especially when they see them around, moving around. They should not just look at them and walk their way. And why I'm saying this is because of the challenge that I face, especially when I'm walking around this area, going to work, or even when I'm walking around Buruburu. Let's say I'm not in the, I have left my place of work and I'm going somewhere like to the supermarket or anywhere. You find that someone is trying to overtake you. Like me, I have faced it a lot. Someone trying to overtake me, and that person is seeing me with my white cane. He would rather drop my white cane and go his way and leave me struggling to pick it up, instead of assisting me. Even just to say hi to me and ask me, do you need any assistance? It is not wrong, because we are here for one another. Everyone needs someone by the end of the day. So if it could be possible that people should be keen on that and be there for, as in, let me say this, be your brother's keeper, the community will be so much at peace, with no complaints.
Let's take a look at the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability.
Article 6 of the UN Convention states that state parties recognize that women and girls with disabilities are subject to multiple discrimination, and in this regard shall take measures to ensure the full and equal enjoyment by them of all human rights and fundamental freedoms.
Today's quote states, "Determination has no disability." Simply put, whether you're a regular person or you have a disability, we all have a purpose. In the end, we have a goal to achieve. So regardless of your condition, you have to set your goals right and work towards it. That is what brings about determination. Given an example of someone with dyslexia, we know they are slow learners. But in the end, they all have a purpose or a goal to achieve. So determination has to run through their veins for them to achieve their goals. That's where we come to the end of the show. See you again next week, same time, same place. I'm your host, Chain Theory. Goodbye.